Touchdown, Alabama, let's get it.
The process, no one can stop this. Hottest show in the streets, I bet you can't top this. Rammer, jammer, yellow hammer, come see how we rock this. Alabama fans the best, there's no way you can top this. Recruiting news and interviews, just sit back and watch this.
Recruiting news and interviews, just sit back and watch this.
The process.
Welcome into the process, Crimson Tide Recruiting. I am Justin Smith, the lead scouting and recruiting analyst for Touchdown Alabama magazine. Thank you guys so much for joining me today on the process, as I'll be joined later in the program by Alabama's 4-star defensive back commit Brian Branch out of Sandy Creek High School in Tyrone, Georgia. Branch is one of the many Alabama commits that will be in Tuscaloosa this weekend for Alabama's largest recruiting weekend of the 2019 football season, as they will host the LSU Tigers for the biggest college football game of the season up to this point. As always, to get the show started, I'm going to hit you guys with some recruiting updates, as Alabama's coaching staff did hit the recruiting trail hard during the Tides bye week. I know that Alabama's running back coach Charles Huff went to Florida personally and recruited a couple of guys and extended a couple of new offers on the Tides' behalf. One of those offers went out to 2022 safety Alfonso Allen, who is projected to be one of the top safeties inside the entire nation in the 2022 recruiting class. I caught up with Allen to talk about what his Alabama offer means to him. You guys can check out that specific article on touchdownalabama.com. I also recently put out an article about which Alabama commits will be in Tuscaloosa this weekend, so be sure to check that out on touchdownalabama.com. To get this show started today, as always on Monday's show, I'm going to let you guys take a look at Alabama's commits top 3 plays from this weekend. So with that being said, let's get the process started. Now I'm going to break down some of Alabama commits top plays from this weekend. And this first play comes from Alabama's 4-star linebacker commit DeMoy Kennedy. He lines up at the Wildcat quarterback in this particular play. He gets the ball and runs the ball to the left side. He shows his strength as he runs to run through the crowd, and showing that he's a power runner as well as a runner with a lot of speed. I think this particular play shows off DeMoy Kennedy's strength as well as his athleticism, as he can play multiple positions on the offensive and defensive side of the ball. As Eric Coyer told me on the process a couple of episodes back, he believed that DeMoy Kennedy is one of the top athletes he ever coached. He's going to continue to give Kennedy the ball, and on this particular play he does do that, showing that he's going to continue to use Kennedy in multiple ways. This next play comes from Alabama's 5-star quarterback commit Bryce Young, who had a monster game on this past Friday, completing 17 of 17 passes for 353 yards and 5 touchdowns, all in one half, tying the school record, or breaking the school record. His personal record he held at Matter Day by going 100% in passing completions. On this particular play, Young gets the ball. He keeps his eyes downfield when he's getting pressure. He feels pressure coming from the right side, so he moves up in the pocket and keeps his eyes downfield, deliver the ball to a wide receiver in stride, so the wide receiver doesn't have to slow down and jump to the football. I think this is a great pass by Young, but I think the most impressive thing about this particular play is the fact that Young recognized the pressure coming from his right side and reacted to it. Last play comes from Alabama's 4-star wide receiver commit Javon Baker, showing that he is one of the toughest wide receivers in the 2020 recruiting class. He's out of Powder Springs, Georgia. By the way, I'm at Eastern High School. On this particular play, he rises up, snags the ball in with one hand. This is something I saw Baker do a lot of times, doing 7-on-7s and doing the camp circuit during the summer. So I think this is really impressive, showing that his particular play translates from those camp circuits and those 7-on-7s into the real game action. We are now joined by Alabama's 4-star defensive back commit Brian Branch out of Sandy Creek High School in Tyrone, Georgia. As I said earlier, Branch is one of Alabama's 3 defensive back commits in the 2020 recruiting class, so we are so grateful to be joined by Brian today. And the first thing I wanted to ask you today, Brian, was going back to your commitment to Alabama. What were some of the things you liked that stood out to you about the Tide before you announced your verbal commitment to them?
Just really looking to the timeline in the next 4 years of my life, and who I'm going to be around, and who could really better me as a player, and on the field and off the field. So, yeah, and the coaching staff played a huge part too.
Yeah, I know that some of the factors that you weighed before you announced your commitment to Alabama. But I know that the Tide is heading into a big weekend, and you're going to be one of the recruits that they have on campus. What are you expecting from the atmosphere inside Tuscaloosa for such a huge game?
Oh, I already know it's going to be, the atmosphere is going to be electric. Because when I went down there for the Ole Miss game, it wasn't as big as the game this weekend, but it was still, the fans show out there. So I know it's going to be even better this weekend.
Well, I know, yeah, it's definitely going to be a great atmosphere inside Bryant-Denny, but I know that you've been having some great success this season, man. What are some of the things you've been working on personally to get better, to make an impact for your high school team?
Just my speed, my physicality, and also my leadership to lead. Because I'm a senior, so it's time for me to lead this team to win a state championship.
Okay, and the last question we wanted to hit you on was heading into Alabama. What are some of the goals you have in mind for when you step onto the capstone and become a football player for Alabama?
Just to be able, for one, my goal, of course, is to start, and not only start, but to make the team better, because team success is better than player success, and just to be the best player I can be, really.
Thank you so much for joining us today, Brian. As always, you guys can stay updated with Alabama football recruiting on touchdownalabama.com. Alabama is heading to their biggest recruiting weekend of the season, so you're going to want to stay updated with Touchdown Alabama. Stay updated with the process on Touchdown Alabama's YouTube page. Subscribe below. On the next episode of The Process, I will be answering you guys' recruiting questions right here on The Process. So call in at 205-440-3968. Again, that's 205-440-3968. Call in, leave your recruiting voicemail. It will be answered on the next episode of The Process. The person with the top question from each week will receive a Bama Fever gift card courtesy of Bama Fever. Bama Fever sells all of the top Alabama athletic apparel, so you're going to want to get that Bama Fever gift card. Call in, leave your recruiting voicemail. The winner of last week's Bama Fever gift card is Hayden Walker. I will reach out to you to get your information. I will send your Bama Fever gift card your way. So be sure to call into The Process at 205-440-3968. On the next episode of The Process, I will dive into also some more of Alabama LSU's recruiting storylines. Alabama will host a total of 7 official visitors on that weekend. I will also have another special guest on, so you guys want to stay updated on Touchdown Alabama's YouTube page with The Process. As always, I am Justin Smith, the lead scouting and recruiting analyst for Touchdown Alabama magazine.
Process.